Prince knew who killed Michael Jackson. Inside the industry's most chilling secret. When the world lost Michael Jackson in 2009 and Prince in 2016, millions mourned. Two of the greatest entertainers the world had ever seen, gone under circumstances that have continued to raise questions. While the mainstream media provided medical explanations for their deaths, a growing number of fans, insiders, and researchers believe there's a much darker story at play. What if the connection between Michael Jackson and Prince goes far beyond rivalry or musical greatness? What if Prince actually knew who was behind Michael Jackson's death? What if their tragic ends were not coincidences, but calculated takedowns, silencing two men who knew too much? Behind the headlines, Michael's secret diary. In the weeks leading up to his death, Michael Jackson allegedly kept a secret diary. That diary, which has since vanished under mysterious circumstances, reportedly contained Michael's thoughts, fears, plans, and the names of people he believed were trying to destroy him. Among the entries, Michael is said to have written, "Evil people everywhere. They want to destroy me and take over my publishing company. The system wants to destroy me for my catalog. I'm not selling it." For years, Michael had battled the music industry, not just creatively, but financially. His acquisition of the ATV catalog in the 1980s, which included rights to most Beatles songs, made him a power player in ways few black artists had ever achieved. When he merged that with Sony's catalog, it gave him unprecedented ownership over some of the most valuable music in history. And according to Jackson, that made him a target. LaToya Jackson, Michael's sister, has publicly insisted her brother feared for his life, believing he was being hunted for control of his publishing empire. She went as far as to say, "This was definitely something that was premeditated, and my brother knew it. He explained it to me. It's because of my catalog. They want to take it away from me." While Michael's personal physician, Dr. Conrad Murray, was convicted of involuntary manslaughter, many, including the Jackson family, believe Murray was merely a fall guy. The diary allegedly reinforces that belief. Yet the diary itself vanished, not turned over during investigations, not made public, just gone. Parallel battles. Prince versus the industry. The eerie thing is, Prince fought the same war. After years under the control of Warner Bros., Prince went public with his anger and frustration, famously appearing with the word slave written on his face. "As long as you're signed to a contract, you're going to take a minority share of the winnings," he said. "A select few of us will do well. The majority will not." Prince's fight was about ownership of his name, his music, his identity. He even changed his name to a symbol to break free from the constraints of a contract that robbed him of creative control. When Warner Bros. Refused to sell him back his masters, he planned to re-record all of them himself. "Now you will have two catalogs," he once said. "One by Warner Bros. And one by me. You choose where to spend your money." It was a bold declaration of independence, but was it also a declaration of war? If Michael believed he was being targeted for his catalog, did Prince know he was next? Friends in secret, not in public, much of the world believed Prince and Michael Jackson were bitter rivals. From declined collaborations, We Are the World, Bad, to behind-the-scenes anecdotes, a ping-pong match gone wrong, stage drama at James Brown's concert, the feud was well documented. Prince allegedly turned down a duet on Bad because of the line, "Your butt is mine." He asked, "Who's going to sing that to who? Because you sure ain't singing it to me, and I sure ain't singing it to you." Michael, for his part, often described Prince as rude and competitive. He once said, "He's the type that might unalive himself or something," in reference to Prince's self-destructive behavior. But behind the scenes, a different story was unfolding. Prince's former bodyguards claimed the two artists maintained a private friendship, one hidden from the media. Michael reportedly visited Prince's Paisley Park multiple times. They hung out backstage at concerts. Michael even played him a final cut of the Dangerous album before it was released. Prince loved it. These weren't casual acquaintances. They were two legends who, beneath the surface of media-fueled rivalry, trusted and leaned on each other. The warning signs before they died. If Prince and Michael shared more than the public knew, did they also confide in each other about the darker forces around them? According to Tatus Smiley, a close friend of Prince, the artist was deeply shaken by Michael's death. When the news came that Michael had died, Prince was in rehearsal. He canceled rehearsals, sent the band home, and for days locked himself in his bedroom and wouldn't come out. That's not the reaction of a rival. It's the grief of a friend. A man who understood something more was at play. Then there's Prince's own end. In 2016, he died of an accidental overdose involving fentanyl, despite being in reportedly good health. No prior history of opioid addiction was ever confirmed. He died alone in an elevator in Paisley Park. Michael Jackson died in 2009, just days before his This Is It comeback tour, which had already sold out globally. Both men died on the brink of major returns. Both under mysterious drug-related circumstances. Both left behind unanswered questions. And both had fought bitterly with the same industry forces about ownership and control. Coincidence or conspiracy? Who had the most to gain? The question that looms largest is always the same: who benefited? In Michael's case, control of his catalog eventually reverted back to Sony. In Prince's case, legal battles over his vast unreleased archives and estate dragged on for years. His vault, rumored to contain enough music to release a new album every year for decades, was suddenly in corporate hands. When Michael said, "They want to take over my publishing company," was he warning us? When Prince said, "You're going to play in their game or build your own," was he already aware of the risks? Both artists were preparing for comebacks that could have reshaped the music industry. Prince was talking about streaming independence. Michael was preparing to become a film director and global mogul on a new level. And both were talking more openly about injustice, control, and race. Was that the final straw? The missing clues, the most disturbing part of all, may be the clues that are now missing. Michael's alleged diary? Gone. Prince's private vault? Seized and still being sorted through by executives and lawyers. Did Prince leave behind a message like Michael? Did he ever confide that he believed Michael was taken out intentionally? Did he fear the same was coming for him? We may never know the full answers, but the whispers from those close to them suggest this isn't just conspiracy talk, it's a pattern, a silencing,